Good evening, everyone. We begin tonight with an admission from the Bush administration that one important argument for going to war in Iraq was based on bogus information. In his State of the Union address earlier this year, arguing for war, President Bush said that Iraq was seeking to buy uranium in Africa to make nuclear weapons. Now, the White House has said he should not have made that claim and conceded that some of the information was forged. ABC's Martha Raddatz starts us off from Washington tonight. Martha, much of this information, judged to be bogus, was done so publicly some time ago.
That's right, Peter. In fact, the CIA was warned long ago that this information was not true.
Mr. Speaker, the President of the United States.
It was one of the most important speeches in the build-up to war. But today, a senior White House official told ABC News that this key statement should not have been included.
The British government has learned that Saddam Hussein recently sought significant quantities of uranium from Africa.
So why back away from the statement now? The man who investigated the uranium claims for the U.S. government has gone public. Ambassador Joseph Wilson says that nearly a year before the speech, he reported to the CIA that the claims were bogus.
Well, I came to the conclusion that it was literally impossible for this to have taken place in the absence of a broad conspiracy.
But for months, senior administration officials have said that they didn't know the information the president used at the time was suspect.
The intelligence community did not know at that time, or at levels that got to us, that there were serious questions about this report.
But a senior intelligence official tells ABC News that in March of 2002, when Ambassador Wilson finished his investigation, the CIA sent a classified cable to all the appropriate agencies, including the White House, State Department, Defense Department, raising serious doubts about the uranium allegations. Yet 10 months later, the president presented the allegations as fact.
He heard it from someone. Who did they hear it from? This needs to be looked at, because for the president to be misled and for the nation to be misled in this way is just inexcusable and is dangerous.
The White House is giving no information about how this got into the speech, Peter, or who suggested that it be put in there.
Martha, there's still some other claims, including a link with Al-Qaeda, that are still in contention, right?
That's right, Peter. In fact, officials say it makes it much worse because there are no specifics about any link between Al-Qaeda and Iraq. And in fact, there have been no weapons of mass destruction, as you know, found in Iraq.
Many thanks. Martha Raddatz in Washington tonight. Under certain circumstances, this admission by the administration might have serious political consequences, but this is a popular president. Let's go to Capitol Hill and Linda Douglas. Linda, the toughest statement of the day on this subject came from Senator Kennedy of Massachusetts.
Well, he really did, Peter. Very strong words. He said we may now be learning that this war was based on deliberate deception or outright lies. And another Democrat, Senator Rockefeller, said that this has clearly hurt the president's credibility. But they are in the minority. Most of the Democrats are still loath to criticize the president, Peter, because the war is still popular at home, and so is the president.
And is it making a difference among the president's critics or even his supporters that Americans are being killed every day in Iraq?
Well, the supporters are saying that right now these revelations about the intelligence may not be hurting the president yet. But they say that by the end of this summer, if the United States is still bogged down in Iraq, American soldiers are still being killed, there is still instability and it is worsening, then they say even the supporters will start asking questions about how we got into the war in the first place.
Thanks, Linda.